warmly welcome you again to the second United Nations Association of the Philippines Stakeholders Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, please welcome Dr. Ramona Ines Bustamante Renieses.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, we resume our afternoon session of our UNAP Stakeholders Forum for the second year. And this afternoon, we will have UNAP's way of getting time and opportunity for our members to contribute to the activities of UNAP. The ideas from the brainstorming session will be used as inputs to the formulation of UNAP's strategic plan for the next 2 years, 2021 to 2022. And my friends, our dear participants in this afternoon session, this is your chance to suggest what activities you would like to do with UNAP. For example, you may choose any of your school's activities that are related to the implementation of the United Nations 17 SDGs. Or you may want to host a seminar, a training, or a workshop, or a forum, or undertake a project, for example, like tree planting, or helping LGU prepare their sanitation plan or their development plan, or the barangays, since barangays badly need our help in promoting their activities and attaining their objectives. So this is what we expect to have for this afternoon, friends. And for now, we start by giving you the video. Remember the video, which is supposed to be the video played this morning? And this is the video on the frontliners and how our good friend, Captain Florentino, conducts her rescue operations. So my friends, please welcome once again our good friend to give us his video presentation, Captain Jobert Q. Tolentino, on making rescue operations work. Tom? Oh. Manager. All right. Okay, so that was our video presentation on the disaster preparedness. Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember what we had this morning? The chairperson of the Philippine Commission on Women, she gave us or relayed to us her experience when she was under the rubbles of the Baguio earthquake disaster. And this afternoon, we shall have her back. And this time, she will have to tell us or relate to us activities of the PCW and the UNAP, because PCW and UNAP are very strong partners. And they have undertaken a lot of activities in line with disaster preparedness. So my friends, may I give you back once again the chairperson of the Philippine Commission on Women, the beautiful, very charming, adorable, and very accommodating Sandy Montano. Sandy, is Sandy in? Or do I need an advice to proceed to the next and just return to her a little later?
Yes, Dr. Monette.
All right, good.
Wait for her a while. She's not yet in.
All right. So my
Contacted.
friends, yes, we now have an intermission number. We will treat you to a showcase of Asian ethnicity. And so please enjoy this performance of our lovely executive secretary rather, of the United Nations Association of the Philippines, Executive Secretary Alice Lucas, to be followed by a song number of one of the Philippines cultural performer, Bayang Barrios. Friends, the Showcase of Asian Ethnicity by Alice Lucas. Alice, are we done with it?
I think na-shorten. Sabi ko i-prolong eh. It's okay.
So we'll have now Bayang Barrios. The song number, Tom. And this will be followed by the virtual fireworks. To enliven the spirits of each and everyone, and to help us realize that the 73rd anniversary of UNAP gives us every reason to be happy, joyous, and joyful because of the participation of so many members, especially of different institutions, government or public and private as well. So Bayang Barrios's number now. Adlib po muna, ma'am, because Bayang Barrios is not yet ready. All right. So adlib muna. Bayang Barrios is one of our prominent cultural performers. She's known far and wide from Jolo, from Jolo, Mindanao, and to other parts of the country, promoting the culture of the Filipinos, helping us identify ourselves, who we are as a people, by way of songs, by way of dances, and by combining these two arts, the singing and the dancing, the song and the music, as well as the movement. Bayang Barrios is the pride of the Filipinos. And we are very happy to have a performer like Bayang Barrios in our days where so much of the pop music is prevalent, where we say that our music industry now is very much controlled by the pop industry. And it seems that our cultural performers are getting low and low and low in rate as well as in performance. So Bayang Barrios, my dear girl, we are very thankful to you, particularly because you are part of our program this afternoon, and especially because you are one with us in promoting culture and heritage of the Filipinos. Friends, Bayang Barrios at ang kanyang beautiful na liyagan. wonderful. Thank you, Bayang Barrios. And congratulations to you and to your team of performers. And this is the kind of music that we really have to promote, patronize, and make sure that it does not die a natural death amidst the pop music that is pervading our music industry these days. Thanks, Bayang Barrios, and thank you, Executive Secretary Alice Lucas, for your Asian ethnicity. And now, friends, every reason that we have to celebrate, because this is our 73rd year. UNAP is still very much alive, constantly kicking and coming up with a lot of innumerable activities. UNAP is very much alive, while other organizations, maybe after 5 years, they die a natural death. But no, with UNAP, it still exists and is still very much around to be relevant to our community. My friends, for this joyous place and joyous times and joyous period in our history, we give you the virtual fireworks. All right, thank you very much. Virtual fireworks, it's only virtual, so it's not actual. So we did not really burn any amount or any cash or any centavo for this. Thank you to anyone who prepared the virtual fireworks. Diyos mabalos, salamat. Maraming salamat. And now, friends, we shall give you the lady of the hour.
Not yet, Dr. Mona.
Yes.
The video of CPR honoring.
Oh, okay, so we now have the audio video presentation of CPR honoring our late General Carlos P. Romulo, remembering the United Nations. We have to remember that for so many years, he became the Secretary General of the United Nations, and he is the founder of the United Nations Association of the Philippines. So let's remember him and let us give this tribute, the General CPR video this afternoon. Tom.
Let us come to know Carlos P. Romulo. Carlos P. Romulo was born to Gregorio Romulo and Maria Peña on January 14, 1898 in Camiling, Tarlac. He finished his bachelor's degree at the University of the Philippines. He authored a total of 17 books. In 1941, Romulo received the coveted Pulitzer Prize He was the only Asian to win America's coveted Pulitzer Prize in journalism. A general in both the U.S. and Philippine armies. Early in life, Romulo was a teacher. He then became president of the University of the Philippines and at the same time, Secretary of Education. Romulus served 8 Philippine presidents, from Manuel L. Quezon to Ferdinand Marcos, as the Secretary of Foreign Affairs of the Philippines and as the country's representative to the United States and to the United Nations. Romulo is perhaps among the most decorated Filipinos in history, which includes 72 honorary degrees from different international institutions and universities, and 144 awards and decorations from foreign countries. General Romulo was a moving force behind the shaping of the Charter creating the United Nations in 1945. He served as the president of the 4th session of United Nations General Assembly from 1949 to 1950, the first Asian to hold the position, and served as president of the United Nations Security Council 4 times, twice in 1957, 1980, and 1981. Extolled by 3 United Nations Secretary Generals as Mr. United Nations for his dedication to freedom, world peace, human rights, and decolonization.
Having been president of the University of the Philippines, that has been a fruitful and meaningful position that I held because it gave me the chance to listen to the youth, to be close to the youth, to be infused by the youth with their impulsiveness and their energy and their determination.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you so much for that video presentation on the late Carlos P. Romulo, the former Secretary General of the United Nations and the founder of the United Nations Association of the Philippines. And now, friends, let's take a look at the state of UNAP. What are the accomplishments? What is the direction of UNAP for the next years? And so, may we request the lady of the hour, the very energetic, innovative, brilliant president of UNAP, to give us the statement of accomplishments and directions of UNAP. Friends, let's welcome once again Dr. Amilu Lourdes, or Amilu, Amalia Lourdes, or Amilu Benitez Reyes, UNAP President. Dr. Amilu. This is the time for us to know about what the activities of UNAP has been for the past so many years and what we intend to do for the next years, particularly what our incumbent president has set for the UNAP.
Dr. Añeses,
Yes.
our UNA president is still in the DepEd webinar. So
Oh,
maybe you can just proceed before she speaks later.
all
Thank you.
right, so friends, so we will have to give our president of the UNAP time a little later. Meantime, we proceed to the brainstorming. This is now the hour where we can come together and give our suggestions or suggested activities. And our participants for this particular session on brainstorming are the participating members this afternoon and our members in the UNAP. May I give you our event chairperson and vice president for external affairs of the UNAP, Professor Lilia G.C. Casanova. Lil?
Oh, thank you, Dr. Mona. Thank
Yes.
Now we are all together with many academicians, and I'm very happy that not just ordinary faculty members, but presidents and vice presidents and deans of a number of state universities and colleges in the country have participated in our big event today. And this afternoon is really the opportunity for them, for us, to have a very good conversation, to do some kind of brainstorming so that they will be able to help us put together a work program, a strategy for UNAP for the next 2 years at least, 2020, 21 to 2022. So I would like to invite now the participating members who are here and those who are still, you know, um, lining up themselves to become members of UNAP. This is your opportunity, your time to tell us what you would like to do with UNAP. So the floor is open for ideas from our participants on what they would like to do with UNAP. Earlier this morning, I think I emphasized the partnership UNAP already is in the process of making with Bicol University. We are now negotiating to enter into a memorandum of agreement or memorandum of understanding to develop, to put together a partnership between our institutions. So you are now free to tell us what is it that you would like us to do with you and you would like to contribute to the nation in terms of particularly as far as the United Nations goals are concerned, the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 of these goals, which your university, I am sure, are already perhaps implementing some of these goals. So please tell us. Do not be, do not be shy about it. We are here to brainstorm. There are no wrong ideas, no wrong answers, as a professor would say. Everybody is welcome to express his or her views on how we will develop, how we will move forward in the next, at least in the next 2 years. So may I request any one of you, please come forward and tell us a story about your school and why you have joined UNAP or why would you would like to join UNAP and what is it that you would like to do with UNAP. Hello? Hello? I am hearing some sounds. Is it someone who is trying to get hold of a microphone or something? Or if I may be given the privilege, I have a list here of the universities that are represented in our event today. Maybe if they are still around, like the Vice President of Batangas State University, Dr. Alberto Amante. if he is around, maybe it will be a good opportunity for you to tell us about your university and what we together we can do. Dr. Amante Albertson, he is the Vice President of Batangas State University. I wonder if he came in this afternoon to join us. Hello? Or maybe I will call a president. We have here he was very active, I mean, very visible this morning, Dr. Andres Taguiam, president of the NBSU. Is this Nueva Vizcaya State University? Dr. Taguiam, are you still around? This morning I saw him. Hello? Hello?
Maybe because they do not yet know more about UNAP, we can probably say something about UNAP. Maybe the purpose of UNAP. Can I say something?
All right, maybe Alice, you have something with you that is a packaged information about UNAP. Please let us share with our participants.
So maybe the little background is already known by the rest, but the purpose, the United Nations Association of the Philippines shall help actualize the ideals of the United Nations and to promote better understanding and appreciation of its activities in the maintenance of peace and security, in the acceleration of economic and social development, and in the promotion of harmonious relations among the nations of the world for the good of all mankind, and shall strive to involve the Filipino people in the statement of this end. So maybe I'm being called now, so that's the only one I can share for now.
All right, may I expound a little bit on that? Well, UNAP is really representing the United Nations here in the Philippines. UNAP was founded by General Carlos P. Romulo just 2 years after the United Nations was created. So it's really almost as old as the United Nations. So the role of UNAP is really one of not just symbolizing, but really trying to implement the principles, the ideals of the United Nations. And there are numerous of these, all concerns of nations and individuals. For example, human rights, development, peace, and in particular, what the United Nations is now promoting all over, right? Whether you are in the private sector or the government sector, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And there are very important goals there that are also national goals of the Philippines, like poverty alleviation, water security, food security, and many others. Gender equity, women empowerment. So these are there. And I am sure all the universities are advocating these and perhaps including these in many of their subjects in their curricula. So they are very aware of sustainable development goals, and they can select one of these sustainable development goals, for example, as a point of convergence, point of cooperation with UNAP. We can, together, we can think of different activities. This can be academic activities like training, workshops, or field activities, community development, exposure of our communities to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And we may just choose one of them to focus as a working project with our communities. So with that, I am sure our presidents, our deans, and other officials of the universities participating here, and also not just the universities participating, NGOs and other organizations that are here participating in this event. We are open to your ideas. We are open to partnership with you so that together we can bring about the goals of the United Nations here in the Philippines. So may I request now, whoever is representing an organization out there, a university, an NGO, a private sector, or the youth, in fact. I am sure we have a good number of youth from our UNYAP who are there. Maybe they have also ideas about how UNAP, can move forward, especially in the next 2 years. Anyone from our participants? This is a brainstorming session. You don't have to be exact about your ideas, not yet. In other words, whatever raw idea you have, we can come together and put flesh into that idea. Right now, let it be just a seed for developing a program for UNAP, which is an organization for many groups, many institutions here in the Philippines. Is there anyone there who is interested in sharing what idea they have? Dr. Ramona, do we have a University of Bicol representative?
I don't think so because there is also another activity ongoing now in the
I
university,
see.
and they are all there, including led by the president.
All right. All right. Now, we don't seem to hear from our academic, partners today. Um, I don't think we are having a brainstorming, or we will be having a brainstorming at all. There are only two of us who are conversing with each other, so there is no brainstorming at all.
In the case of the Bicol University, there is a scheduled meeting on this on October 30 at 2 p.m. between the Committee on the MOU of the Bicol University and I think a committee to be created by Madam President.
Mhm. I wonder if there's a representative from the Mariano Marcos State University. They were one of the few who first registered to participate in this stakeholders forum of UNAP, and also the Nueva Ecija, University of Science and Technology. I would just like to ask them what made them come, what made them interested to participate in this forum. What is it that they expected to find out, and whether there is something that they would like to do together with UNAP, or if they're anxious or curious about what UNAP is. Is there someone from Nueva Ecija, University of Science and Technology? Or someone from oh, there is one. There is Reggie. I saw her name was flashed. Can we show it? Tom, technical people. I thought I saw someone.
There, PNU Visayas, student government.
Okay, there is Agoyo. Diane Louise Agoyo. All right, I think she's expressing her appreciation. Okay, she's in the waiting room. Host, can you admit her? All right. Again, may I ask our participants, please don't be shy. All right, please come forward and talk to us. All right. This afternoon is really more of a conversation between us.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Am I clear?
Yes, you're audible. Yes, very good.
Jeje siya, Philippine Normal University, Visayas.
Very good. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We are under youth sector since we are from the student government of PNU Visayas.
All
And
right.
I don't know if you're familiar that PNU Visayas is the hub for environment and green technology education.
Mm-hmm.
Of the purposes why we are here is to assist this event. And of course, I want also to share our activity and the student government. We didn't able to
Wonderful.
implement. It's because of the existence of today's pandemic. But we do hope that the United Nations Association of the Philippines could help us widen the scope or
Mm-hmm.
just inform or give awareness to everyone that this kind of activity or this kind of project is existing or will be existing soon when this pandemic is over. But as of now, ma'am, we are thinking some alternative to make this realize. So we will be having a project in which education and
Mm-hmm.
environment will be integrated and will be make into one. This is entitled, along with my student government officers, they are here with us this afternoon.
All right. Good.
Ma'am, we have this holistic kids or a holistic education for the children or the young people. Education about basic education and the integration of
Mm-hmm.
environmental education. Like we have our seven principles, so maybe we can teach them. So I would like to ask, ma'am, with this platform of the student government, PNU Visayas, how can United Nations Association of the Philippines or under ONYAP can help us like something make this realize even in these times of pandemic, or maybe just a support to for the widened scope of this kind of activity, because this will really help a lot, especially to the children, since we should always instill because it always starts the basic foundation to the young people or to the children. So this is one way in order to reach that goal. So maybe UNAP will be part of the implementation of this activity or program of student government PNU Visayas.
Yes, what a beautiful program you have, focusing on young people and focusing on education and environment. That's fantastic. You know, the combination of education and environment is what the nation needs. Now, we have UNYAP, United Nations Young, all right, members of UNAP. So we will put you together into a partnership with UNYAP, and you can frame together whatever it is that you would like, a program or an activity. It will be, I suggest it will be nice to have a program so that it's a continuing activity of several activities. All right. If you do just one activity, maybe you will not be satisfied with that. But if you develop a program which will contain two or three activities and you can put together more, there will be more impact of what you're doing. So I will introduce you later. All right. I'm sure that Tom is our director for youth, and he is the president, in fact, of the UNYAP. All right. So he can talk to you. You can have a special meeting with him. Tom is now listening. So he will get hold of you after the meeting, perhaps, and you two can start already talking about a partnership between UNYAP and your student government in the University of the Visayas. Is
Yes,
that something that you can look forward to
yes.
today?
Thank you so much.
All right, wonderful. So, Tom, if you're listening, take note. All right, take note after our meeting today. Get hold of Gigi, right? JG Osorio.
It's
All
Jed
right.
Rosho.
How do you say your name, Iha?
J.
JG. JG Osorio. She's
Rosho.
president
It's
of the PNU
Rosio.
Visayas. All right. Okay. So we already have today, very good, a very concrete, all right, a very concrete implementation of already what we are talking about or what we would like to put into our program. We are brainstorming and now already you have something concrete to follow through. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. So anyone else would like to share? Yes, I see the name of Imelda Nahorda. Imelda?
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am. I am representative, one faculty of Mariano Marcos State
All
University.
right.
And by being a social studies teacher, perhaps the reason why my dean
Oops. Connection is interrupted. Connection with Imelda.
you've been talking about the goals of UNAP. Likewise, the UNAP wanted to help achieve uh, sustainable development, the
Right.
ESD.
Right.
Hello,
Yes, we're listening.
hello, ma'am.
Yes, you're audible. I can hear you. Yes. Am I audible to you? Can you hear me, Imelda? Oh boy, we are disrupted. Imelda, can you hear me?
Anyway, Lily, I'm also here, huh? Just want to let you know I'm here also.
Can you hear me, Imelda? All right. I think the connection between Imelda and me has been disrupted. So now that our president, Dr. Amelu B. Reyes, is here, maybe Dr. Mona, you can now call the attention of everyone to our president's part in the program.
All right. So good afternoon once again, everyone. And we are happy to have now our president of UNAP. And we would like to listen to her as she gives us the accomplishments and future directions of UNAP for the next how many years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Amilu Benitez Reyes.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You see my presentation there, no?
Yes.
I'm sorry I'm late. I just had to be present in the other DepEd International Cooperation. And I left Alice and Rick there for them to discuss and perhaps explain the goals and the formation of the United Nations UNAP. I'm happy to be here. And this is really a planning in terms of our direction. We'd like to get your reactions to some of our plans. I don't know if it's moving or not. It's moving. Parang mahirap natin is this moving now? Hello?
Not yet. It's
Is
not
it moving?
It's operating.
Paano ba? How do you move? How do I make this move?
Press down your arrow. Down arrow in your computer.
Computer ba dapat to? Okay, kasi, okay, I was thinking of I thought it was in the tablet. Go ahead. And, maybe you can move it from there. Baka you can move it from there. Pwede ba kayo dyan? I'm sorry. Can you move it from there? No. Okay, I'll just move it from here maybe. So the first is we just want to let you know what we have been doing over the past months. We have UN 75 and UNAP 73, our anniversary. These are some of the things that we have achieved over the past months. As you know, we have been working so hard and all the different areas and concerns are all listed here insofar as UNAP is concerned. So do you see that now in the screen? No.
It's not moving, Amelu.
It's not moving.
Yeah, I am now contacting Tom.
It's not moving. How do I do this? Paano? Well, I don't know how to do this. Sorry. Well, our goals of UNAP outcome is that moving to strengthen partnership with development stakeholders.
Hindi nagmo-move yung
Ano ba yun?
PowerPoint ni Dr. Amelu.
In my computer it's moving. So can I just maybe start? I'll just have to say it maybe here, right? Para to save time. Huh?
I'm asking Tom to assist you.
Yeah, okay. Number one, we want to strengthen partnership with all of you stakeholders in the areas of education, peace, agriculture, youth development, and promoting the welfare of indigenous people. We also been able to launch our UNAP community learning centers. This was the initiative of Andy when he sponsored the International Literacy Day. And then now we are looking into our UNAP goals. We're saying that we need to advocate, spread, promote international understanding. Beyond Beijing Platform for Action, we are saying perhaps there's need for us to have a change in paradigm in terms of wordings. And we're saying equality for gender partnership. It's still equality, but we want to focus on partnership. Secondly, instead of just gender management, we're saying there's need to us to mainstream the gender management system in all the different government offices. So that it's not just gender mainstreaming, but gender management system. It must be the management itself that must be genderized. Second, beyond pandemic, we are saying that spiritual transformation, it should have been patriarchal, not patriarchal, ASEAN communities, the ASEAN way, which is really beyond focusing on indigenous, interreligious, intercultural, and more than anything else, we want to bring about more of cultural dialogue. We believe that cultural dialogue is the way to bring about a new normal way. And from poverty eradication, we would like to move towards women's participation in the global economy. And if we are able to bring about the 5 areas or features that can bring about womenomics, that means women must have access to credit, to market, to information, to technology, and to training. Those are the 5 features necessary that we can move poverty eradication to women's participation in the global economy. The other one also that we want to bring about is the whole issue of mothering the ASEAN way, moving towards attainment of sustainable goals. Mother Earth talked about disaster, climate change, environment. Mother Church talks about this interreligious dialogue, and Motherland, love of country, patriotism, and more than anything else, the family is the focus of our attention. And then now we have here the 10 pillars, reflections. We feel that the pursuit of personal service, which is voluntariness, is really work-life balance, significantly defining our mission in our ordinary life of personal service for others and for ourselves. You must have a mission of yourself for others or for yourself. Without the mission, it's very hard for us to move further. We also want to foster friendship among ourselves. Friendship is liberating and humanizing in our relationships. There's need for this kind of loving, caring, nurturing, healing, particularly after the effects of pandemic. And of course, we feel there's need for us to have role models, cultivating our story, as sharing, reflecting, and discerning. Many years ago, in the Women 2000, I successfully brought into the paragraph of the United Nations her story as the cause of our discrimination, oppression, and subjugation. If we are able to bring this about in the decision making, I think we can succeed in having a more gender balanced partnership with the men and women working together for a humanistic world. And then we also have here the call of learning pillars. The 10 are brought about through educational competencies. We must have the learning pillars, because without learning pillars, values, formation, and transformation, we will find it difficult to us to bring about a new world, a new way of looking at things. So these are our 10 learning pillars. And we feel that people in that, particularly the educational system, they must have some kind of knowledge about these matters of the bringing about a new normal way. And then we have finally we have this call to stakeholders, partnership and collaboration, the sharing of information and other resources to maximize development benefits. We want to bring about a participatory, sustainable development at the higher level of higher education, reinventing higher education, development education for whom? For the different sectors that are now confronting our society. So it's a paradigm shift because we feel that human sustainable development must be part and parcel of curricular reformation and cultural discovery as far as who am I, my cultural identity, I'm a Filipino, etc. I think these are all part of bringing about a new normal way. So there's a possibility in the higher education for them to sponsor these kinds of evangelization, cultural dialogues, and more than anything else, public and private educational sectors must work together in order to bring about a new normal way. If there's a division, there is no harmony. If there's separation, there's no unity. So we feel that this is the one way by which we can really work out in terms of the new normal way as effects of pandemic. We earnestly believe that there must be a new way of redesigning the rural education with community enterprises. Why rural? Rural and urban, we coined it together. And we call for the partnership between Department of Education, Department of Agriculture, to have in the 11th and 12th and the whole system of rural education with community enterprises. We talk about the rural women, we talk about rural economy, we talk about what there is a need for us to use education as our means to bring about this kind of transformation. And last but not least, we feel that once we are able to have this partnership of collaboration with our stakeholders, you are here with us. We invite you, join us. And the call of the president of BICOL wants to start a new way of looking at things, particularly in the area of disaster, which most of us are kind of unaware. So if these stakeholders can begin to tell us, share with us, and how you intend to participate, that is the challenge of UNAP to all of you this afternoon. And if we can work it out together, we can organize ourselves along the areas that you feel you would want to contribute. Because UNAP is just the means, the voice. But without the stakeholders, we cannot bring about all of these changes and new directions. To all of you, thank you for the opportunity for me to share some of our initiative, some of our rethinking a paradigm, so that some or other you can be with us to strengthen, to expand, and to elaborate on these new directions that we feel is somehow or other a response to the pandemic effects in society. And lastly, all of us working together, we can bring a new learning society that we are all learning, relearning, and above all, sustaining our learning beyond the concepts of just gender or traditions of education. Thank you and good afternoon to all of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Our
you.
dear President of UNAP, Lil.
All right, now we proceed. I think we have been provided with more substance for our brainstorming than earlier. All right, so there are many choices, there are many ideas that our president has shared with us. Many of these ideals cannot be done by just one organization, one institution, but would be doable with partnerships. So again, I invite our participants here, many of whom are presidents of universities, heads of organizations, including the youth group. And I'm very happy that actually 2 youth groups have already responded to us. One is from the PNU Visayas, and another one, we were not able to converse with her more because we were interrupted. I think we can ask her back, Imelda. Imelda, you're still around?
Yeah, I relocated my place, ma'am, such that I can connect to the good
That's a good
conversation
word.
and exchange of ideas. And I was supposed to share a product of a study of mine, which is all about the education for sustainable development. And it's actually focused onto how ESD for higher education institution. So in the study I made a survey whether the colleges in my school are aware about the goals, the nature, and the objectives of ESD. And to my surprise, they are not aware about the nature, the objectives of ESD. And as a result of this study, I was able to come up with a framework to be adopted by higher education institution. Therefore, part of my study is to come up with a framework for higher education institution in which they could integrate the ESD theme. And in this way, the goals of ESD be achieved via the higher education institution. So perhaps if other school at that in the higher education institution the realization of the themes as well, perhaps this could be a way in which the goals of ESD, likewise what United Nations would like to achieve, be likewise successful. That is all about my sharing for this afternoon, as far as UNAP would like also to help in the realization of the objectives of United Nations via the themes of ESD.
All right. May I just be clarified, Imelda? By EST, do you mean environmentally sound technologies?
Educational sustainable for development, ma'am,
Oh, I
in
see.
which in this sustainable education for sustainable development, in
Sustainable
which
development. I thought it was
through
EST.
this they gonna integrate, yeah, they're gonna integrate the themes of sustainable development.
All right.
And again, may I continue, may I reiterate rather that in the survey I made, they are not aware about the nature, the objectives of sustainable development.
All right. So are
And
you
so that higher education, yeah, yes, ma'am.
yes, so are you thinking of disseminating the information, the result of your study, to other schools in Ilocos,
I wish,
university?
ma'am. Yeah,
All
I
right.
wish, ma'am. Yeah, actually, that is my plan before, but
All right.
it seems like parang hindi parang sa akin lang hindi na natataon. So I stopped already that plan. But listening unto your talk, that the UNAP is actually an organization to help realize the goals of United Nations, but that by this ESD, I think it can be a way to likewise help UN in the achievement of the themes of sustainable development
For sustainable
by
development.
integrating it into their curriculum.
All right. Yes, that's a good idea because your idea, if it's only in your bookshelf, in your cabinet,
Yeah.
it will not go anywhere. It will not improve anything. So
Yes.
the good strategy is to have that disseminated, and especially in the schools that are in the same province, in the same region where Mariano Marcos is.
Imelda, I was just wondering, is it possible to have that framework that you were mentioning? Can that be? We have it right now that it can be shared more or less, or it's something that you have to send it to us. That's what we can send it to others. Is it available now? Yung framework
I
was
have
that you're saying about
I have here, yeah. I have my book, but so happened that I cannot.
it's a book. Is there
Yeah,
a summary or
in my
something that the
framework, I have it.
Maybe
Let
do you
me
have the framework now?
look into, ma'am.
Do you have a framework now?
It's I cannot, ma'am, because it's in.
In the book.
In
Okay.
fact, I prepared an annual action plan. Part of is still of the framework. Part is still of the framework, wherein there is a proposed annual action plan where the ESD team can be achieved. So I included here the capacity building program, wherein in the capacity building
Yeah, so that will be very, very
program,
glad.
there are, ma'am,
That's good because you can now
the
be
capacity
the prime
program,
mover. Yeah.
So I think what I will suggest,
uh,
Lou
this is,
and
Yeah.
Linda, what
yeah,
I would
She can.
suggest is if you can
uh,
put together a
Yeah.
a brief version of your of the framework, especially particularly the results of your survey and your recommendations, all right, so that we can think about how this can be
Implemented.
disseminated and shared with other schools. We are not going to pressure you right now to produce the brief, all right, of your
yeah,
study.
I wish,
You can do that perhaps when you get back, and then we can continue, all
mhm.
right, our conversation. Maybe you can send us later on a brief, all right, a brief of your study that can be shared with others,
Okay.
all right. And
Okay,
all
yes,
right,
ma'am.
now in fact, the more important I think dissemination area here is really the schools around Mariano Marcos, all right. If your school will be willing to, this is just an idea of my head right now, partner with UNAP to create an activity where people from the other schools can be invited to listen. In other words, it's like a seminar, a forum where your study, the results of your study, and the framework of your study that can be shared, all right, with other schools. This can be an activity already with Mariano
Yeah,
Marcos University.
I already shared it to my school, and I would like it that this be shared to other institution, so that they will be likewise benefited with this framework for higher education institution, because really the finding very obvious that many are not integrating, many are not incorporating into their curriculum and even into their students activities about the goals of the sustainable development. And I
Right.
believe to other schools, colleges nearby my school, to likewise integrate the themes. The problem also in my the things that I found out also in my study, ma'am, is that they are
Imelda.
doing some of the, hey ma'am, the thing also, ma'am, is that
Imelda, maybe
they
you
are
can ask your
doing,
president whether the institution itself, Mariana, would they want to partner with UNAP so that some or other, it's not just an individual effort, but it's an institutional effort, just as we have partnership
That's what I'm
with
saying.
Bicol University. Percent, then we
maybe
can work it
creating
out.
so what
And
would,
if your school, Mariano, would like to partner with us, we can work out a partnership arrangement so that you can also use it as institutional to bring about these kinds of transformation that you're saying. Do you think they'll be willing to partner?
okay po.
In,
I
in other words,
believe,
Imelda,
ma'am,
for your book, for your ideas to be disseminated to other schools, you cannot do that at your own individual level. It has to be institutional. Your
yes,
school has to support you so that the activity of your school, if the university is interested with UNAP's support, then we can have a partnership and you can disseminate your framework of promoting ESD in the region of Marcos, Mariano Marcos.
oh, eh, even I have disseminated it already in my school, ma'am. Would it be possible still to likewise disseminate it to others by partnering with
You're
you?
saying that it is not, if you're saying that it is not found in other schools, that they are not aware, then you will be
Yes.
contributing a lot to the region. Mariano Marcos
Okay, ma'am.
will be contributing a lot to improving the educational philosophy, the educational principles and practices of other universities around Mariano Marcos in the region of Ilocos.
So what is the thing that I will do now, Mao, so that the thing that you are saying will materialize and likewise MMSU
All right.
be with?
Okay. We need you when you go back to Mariano Marcos State University to have a meeting with your president and talk to him or her about what happened at the UNAP's Stakeholders Forum, where we talked about potential partnership, so that it is your university president who will now say, yes, it will be a good idea to partner with UNAP, and this can be one of our activities with UNAP.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
All right. So if you were listening this morning, I was actually trying to let everyone know and be aware that we are into a partnership with Bicol University. So as I said, our progress now with Bicol University can be a model for other schools like Mariano Marcos now. So if you want to do something with UNAP, we have to enter into a partnership arrangement, and that can be a memorandum of understanding or memorandum of agreement, which will be signed by the heads of our institutions, by your president and by our president, Dr. Amelu Benitez Reyes. All right. In other words, your idea should be elevated to the level of the decision maker, who is your president of the university. All right. So you have something to do when you get back to Mariano Marcos State U, to your university. All right. Okay. Are you happy with that suggestion, Imelda?
Okay. I am very happy, ma'am, but one thing to be clarified. So I'll be writing a letter. Actually, I belong to one college of MMSU. So the doable thing that I can do now is to write a letter, make a report as to what had happened in this forum. And then I will write in the letter that UNAP is offering a partnership such that this result of my study be extended to other colleges. Is that what you're trying to say, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
I suggest further, do not just write a letter. Ask for, once you have written your letter, ask for an appointment with your president so that your letter will
Okay.
move faster.
If in
It can be
case
a
the
three-way.
president, if in case the president will gonna say yes to this, why not for the MOA? In the MOA, will it be also clear that the UNAP will be shouldering the expenses?
We will talk about that. All right. We will not make
Okay.
a commitment right now. That will be part of the arrangement on what will be contained in the memorandum of agreement or memorandum of understanding. So right now we cannot talk anything about committing from each other. All right.
Thank you,
That will be
ma'am.
the
Thank you.
subject of the
Thank you, ma'am.
negotiation or conversation with our president and your president.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, that's very nice, Imelda. Okay, now, anyone else from other schools who are present this afternoon? Any other idea that you'd like to share with us? All right. As I said, this morning we had the presence of the president of NBSU. I wonder if he's still around this afternoon. I would be very interested to listen from him. Or we have closer to us, Angeles University. Is there a representative from Angeles University? So it's mostly young women who are interested in conversing with us this afternoon. Mona.
Yeah, that's right. Very good.
Puro mga babae na mga bata pa.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And we can look forward to their active participation.
Yes,
The young ones are really very, very active and
That is
very
right.
much involved.
Yes. So already the two young women who have conversed with us and shared with us ideas will be already doing starting to do up concrete things.
Yes.
The young lady from PNU Visayas the president of the student government. She has already, I am already putting Tom here, all right, to make an appointment with her.
Yeah.
And Imelda will be going back to Mariano Marcos University with already, a bright idea that she would like to share with her president. So I am anxious to hear from the other schools. We have closer to Metro Manila, the Batangas State University. I saw the person this morning. I saw him, the vice president. And then we have a president from Southern Luzon State University. I think she's a lady, Dorasi Zoleta Nantes. All right, I don't hear from anyone else. What about from the other groups? Is there anyone? We are not limiting our conversation here with academicians. There are NGOs. Maybe there is a private business sector among our participants. We are particularly also open to the private sector. Our partnerships are not limited to the government sector. Right? No one else? No one else would like to share ideas with us? What about a representative? I think there's a lady, Vilma Ramos, who represents Nueva Ecija, University of Science and Technology. I think their school was the first university that registered to participate in our forum. Well, if we have no more interested parties, participants who would like to share ideas, you don't have to. We are not forcing you to submit an idea to be included in our work plan or in our strategic plan. You can just tell us what your university is doing and for you to find out more about what UNAP is doing. We can have a workshop together, we can have a seminar together, because that is one way by which we can develop further, more activities together. So, ladies and gentlemen, my dear Ramona, Alice, I don't know how else to invite our participants to, converse with us. I don't know if they are still around, because if not, I will suggest that we can say thank you to everyone earlier.
Yes. Thank you very much to everyone, to all those who participated in the brainstorming. And we are very happy because we are able to have output from 2 schools. The first one is from the Philippine Normal University in the Visayas, and the project is Education for Children, Integrating Environmental Education. So this is for the children, and that's very good because the children supposed to be our focus in today's world, since they are to grow and become our leaders in the future, leaders of the country. And the second one is from the Mariano Marcos University, and this one is the ESD, or Education for Integrating Goals for Sustainable Development. And we expect that a partnership shall be forged between Mariano Marcos University and UNAP through the effort of Ms. Imelda Nahorda. Thank you very much. Okay, so do we make a summary, Madam Event Chairperson, to close the program?
Yes, very simple summary, all right? And the summary is really what the activities that were covered this afternoon. The most important activity really in this afternoon was brainstorming, right? Well, before that, we had a very important presentation, a video about our founder, General Carlos P. Romulo. I am hoping that that video will become a regular presentation material every time we commemorate the death anniversary of General Romulo. So we will have a new addition to our wreath laying now, Alice. We can use this video to show, all right, our founder, General Carlos P. Romulo. So this will enliven more our wreath laying. So hindi na lang basta tayo nagdadala ng wreath and flowers, but we will be showing to our audience who General Carlos P. Romulo is. All right. And just to summarize our very simple brainstorming, we had very a very energetic, very full of bright ideas, a president who presented the state of UNAP, all right, and her dreams about UNAP. So we had, and of course, her stalwart, all right, very high level goals were there. And these are all really all about what the United Nations is and how we can support the United Nations. So we are open to partnerships with our existing partners and future partners on how we can put together a program, maybe for the next 2 years. And at the same time, our partners themselves will be encouraged to do activities that will be implementing any of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals in their institutions. Unfortunately, we had among the participants that we had today, and I hear we had like 42 institutions represented, about 6 or 7 of them were state universities and colleges. 2 of them, young women, were courageous, were inspired enough to share with us their ideas. And already, Dr. Ramona, you have expounded on what PNU Visayas, all right, this young woman who is the president of student government, would like to do with UNAP, particularly with our youth sector in UNAP. And I have already sounded off Tom to meet with her so that they can talk about what they can do, what UNYAP can do to help PNUV, all right, student government. And the other university, which presented a very important and very interesting idea, how to disseminate ideas on how to promote education for sustainable development. There are, and I agree absolutely with her, there's so many institutions, and it is sad that many of the institutions are educational institutions who are not aware of the concept of sustainable development and how to promote that in the area, in the field of education. So she made a study, she did a survey, and that is why she is so keen in promoting that concept of ESD, education for sustainable development. And we have now an agreement with her that for her idea to be disseminated in other schools in the region, in Ilocos region, particularly those institutions close to Mariano Marcos State University, that she has to raise that idea to the level of the decision maker in her institution. So she is now going to inform her president about the event that she attended, the forum that she participated in here with UNAP, and with that start the beginning of a partnership perhaps with UNAP and Mariano Marcos State University. With that, my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Ramona, I think that is a very small summary that I can make about our brainstorming session today.
Thank you very much. Wonderful and very short but very complete summary. Thank you very much, Dr. Leal, Professor Leal. And so now may we know if there is a parting word from our dear President, Amilu Benitez Reyes.
Yes, of course. I think we are all inspired by this kind of pathway that we are now recreating. And all those 40 people that you said mentioned, I think we should follow them up by sharing what has transpired over the past, well, hindi naman months, pero all the different summaries of our undertaking, so that they will know that we have been on the move. We have been moving, trying to promote these kinds of undertaking with the United Nations. It's necessary for them to realize that, because maybe after pandemic, they might think that we are no longer as active as them because of lack of face-to-face encounter. But we can now see that we have these kinds of undertaking, and perhaps out of their initiatives, their involvement, their interest, we can have regular webinars, seminars, I think, because that's one way by which these different experts in the different state colleges and even the schools, the private, can bring their platform of new ways of thinking, new directions, etc. And that which will now promote the whole business of partnership and collaboration and interdialogue, interdiscussion. By having this regular webinar, we will not wait for next year for our celebration. I think we should have some kind of undertaking, maybe every month, some kind of a webinar, so that they know that we are on top of making sure our goals are more or less operationalized in the different areas that we have said these are our UNAP goals. You all agree? Madam Jude, very effective. Dr. Nessa and Lilia, I think we have been successful in bringing about awareness. And it's not easy, but the fact that we have called attention to the United Nations, also in New York, I just left Manalo, who is now the permanent secretary in the United Nations. I think we are making waves, and with Alice and Rick there, we can be certain that we are recreating a new pathway by which UNAP can also be the means to link different stakeholders. And congratulations, Lina, Ramona, and on behalf of your president, please express our warmest appreciation for his very inspiring direction insofar as risk reduction, risk climate change, preparedness. I don't think we are prepared, but with his kind of undertaking, and he says it's modules, I think we can spread out those kinds of undertaking. To all of you, thank you very much, and we thank God for this glorious afternoon. And tomorrow is the culmination of our efforts in our celebration of the United Nations Day. So we invite all of you tomorrow. We will have the chairman of the Committee of Education to be our keynote address, and we will have the award given to the Department of Education. So to all of you, please be around so that we can also share in the glorious way of continuing with happiness, joy, and more than anything else, fellowship that we have discovered through these kinds of webinars. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amilu Benitez Reyes, our very dynamic, loving, lovable, and energetic and accommodating and illustrious president of the UNAP, United Nations Association of the Philippines. Thank you so much. Yes, Lil, you have something to say? Lil?
Most don't forget, di ba, PNU tayo, di ba? But we must also thank our host, no? Made it possible for us to have this, right? We should thank him also.
All right, my
Yes,
friends.
PNU.
Yes, my friends, we are very happy because our chairperson of the Philippine Commission on Women really found time to share with us her precious time this afternoon. So it's coming in, and she will also relate to us the activities which is forged in the partnership between UNAP and the Philippine Commission on Women.
Oh, she's
Once
back.
again, my dear friends,
All right, she's back.
PCW Chairperson Sandy Montano. Chairperson Sandy. While we are waiting for Sandy to come in, we would like to thank the PNU student government, headed by the President, Jeji Orosio. Thank you so much, especially in your participation in the brainstorming, where you gave us a
Also to Tom.
concrete
Don't
event.
forget to thank Tom. Tom Mariano.
Okay, so it's unfortunate. Sandy got into another link, not with us.
Okay.
This happens with webinars like this. So my friends, this is our time to say thank you so much to everyone who participated, who gave their time, resources, effort, who shared their valuable selves in order to make our second stakeholders forum successful this afternoon. We are very happy that we are able to get the assistance, invaluable assistance. And I know that he spent up to the wee hours in the evening last night preparing for all of these, preparing for the audio video presentations and all other nitty-gritties, including all the special and specific details of this activity. Tom Aquino Mariano, you're such a great man. Thank
Yes,
you very much.
yes, I confirm that.
You agree, Leo?
I confirm that very much. We were working last night up to 12 past midnight.
Yes, and I was getting messages in my email from Tom at 11:45 in the evening. And it's good, I was also awake myself working still. So,
Ramona, don't
Yes,
forget we have tomorrow, huh? Don't forget about tomorrow. You're still there, huh? Di ba nandun ka sa awards ka? Don't
Opo.
forget.
We start 10 o'clock, right?
Opo, no
I
problem. Yes,
posted the
ma'am.
link to our
We
chat
start
room.
10 o'clock.
It's in my calendar, ma'am. It's in my calendar. And although very far away, all those days far away, USA, but he's still very much with us. And because of technology, which has shrunk completely the world, our very dear Rick is just close behind this, before us, at the back and behind us, and everywhere, anywhere, he's always there to assist us, to give guidance, and to tell us what to do and what not to do. Thank you very much, Rick. You're such a wonderful guy. Thank you for
Di ba
being.
siya? You may want to say something to us. Is he there? Is he around?
Like to say something, Rick? We know that you are in the DepEd link, according to Ma'am Amilu. But should you make time to join us in this closing activity, we shall be happy to give you the time. And Alice, are you now with us? Alice? I heard Alice's voice.
Yes, I hear you.
Yes,
Yeah,
Alice,
Alice is back.
your time to say something, Alice.
Uh,
How many
I just would like to invite everyone to join us, especially tomorrow, and join the UNAP to be a member, institutional member and individual member as well. If they have questions, they can just email me, especially those institutions that I have emailed for this invitation.
Okay. So
Still
that,
around? Wala na si Rick? Nandiyan pa ba si Rick? Wala na. Alice, have a seat in the other side.
We're still in the question and answer portion.
Okay, okay.
is Rick with you, Alice? Is Rick with you?
Yes, he's still with us because there is a Q&A. The three of
Nobody's
us are
asking?
being questioned here.
Nobody's asking about my presentation. Wala naman.
Parang hindi pa. Oo.
Ma'am
Wala na
Amelie,
siguro.
Ma'am Amelie is asking if you can give us a few words before we finally close.
In
Alice?
addition to the answer of Director.
Imelda Nahorda is saying, thank you very much, Yuna. And my friends, particularly our participants here, your e-certificates will be sent to your email accounts anytime this week on condition that you submit your evaluation sheets. Okay. All right, so We would like to say thank you very much to the president of the Bicol University, Dr. Noli Mascareñas. We are indeed particularly happy for your approval to forge a partnership with UNAP, between Bicol University and UNAP. And we might have this meeting on October 30 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to finalize the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding between Bicol University and the UNAP. We will talk about it later. And so, let me see, we would like also to thank our other speakers, Captain Florentino and Brigadier General Lim, represented by Dr. Kyoson,
Director Sheila.
Director Sheila. Thank you very much. And also, of course, Sandy Montano, who relayed to us his experiences during the Baguio earthquake. And all other participants, especially the presidents of the universities and the vice presidents of the universities. We also have given you the link for tomorrow's activity at 10 o'clock, which is the UNAP, United Nations Day celebration. So please remember to join us tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning, and please check your emails or Facebook for the link. So we would like to say, Dr. Bert, President of the Philippine Normal University, without you, we could not have done this virtual forum. Thank you so much. You're so wonderful to lend us to give us the opportunity to use your Zoom application. For this and for the all other Zoom, the use of Zoom application of PNU in the past and in the future, we thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. And Iris, thank you so much, Madam President Pilio, to Mondi, to Dr. Florendo, who was with us this morning, and to Dr. Sembrano. We saw your name on the screen. Thank you very much for joining. Maraming salamat po. In Bicol, we say, Diyos mabalos. Sa Indo, Gabos.
Diyos mabalos.
Yeah, Diyos mabalos. So, anyone else? Did I forget? Of course, the technical management team of PNU, who worked with Tom. Thank you very much. And the artists, thank you very much.
Thank you to Ernest.
Thank you to Ernest.
Congratulations.
On behalf of Dr. Tuga, thank you very much din po, Dr. Rañeses from Linkages office. Thank you. And of course, this morning, we also had Dr. Marge Ballesteros of DepEd ICO. So we would like to thank her too, together with other officials.
The intermission numbers, the singers.
Oh, the singers, yes. Bayang Barrios, thank you. And our performer in the Asian ethnicity, Executive Secretary Alice Aguilar Lucas. That was a wonderful dance.
Even for a short dance.
Masyadong maikli.
Masyadong ang maikli. We wanted to see more.
Nakakabitin.
Next time, I will do a longer one.
Ang dami niyang wugol-wugol pero bitin.
Oo. 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Next time, I will do that.
Kumanta ba siya kanina?
Hindi po.
Another costume next time.
Hindi pwede kumanta bukas.
Chinese costume. Chinese.
I can dance another ethnic dance.
Beautiful.
Authentic Chinese costume. So my friends, with this, we say now, thank you so much. Oh, we would like to thank also the volunteers, Dayan Marie Tudara, artist who made our layouts, Ditch Segura, who made our teaser, other volunteers, Froilan Mata, Jethro Arquio, Maya Edil, Ryan Gomez, headed by Jeji Orosio. Thank you so much. And these are from the Philippine Normal University, Visayas. The president is Jeji And so we say thank you so much to everyone.
Bukas,
To
teka
all,
muna. Let's review. Mamaya
ma'am.
mag-review tayo, ha? Bukas,
Yes.
ang gagawin natin. Let's review.
Yes, ma'am. So requesting the members of the board to please stay put a while after we shall have
Yeah.
closed this program, because we have to make some evaluation and also progress report on the activity for tomorrow, which is the UN, the UNAP UN Day celebration. Thank you so much to everyone, to everybody. We could not have done much better without your help. So Lil, congratulations, our VP for External Affairs and even Chair. Alice Aguilar, Executive Secretary, for being always around. And of course, Ma'am Amilu Benitez Reyes. Thank you so much. Tom, maraming salamat. According to Tom Mariano, to everyone, congrats, Ma'am Lilia. Okay, so that ends our session for this afternoon, and that completes our day's morning and afternoon forum on the second forum of the United Nations Associations of the Philippines. See you next year, and we hope that we shall be able to do some follow-ups about what we have taken up this afternoon. That's just like what Dr. Amilu said. We are inspired by this pathway which we are able to recreate this afternoon. And so we have to make the necessary follow-up. And we succeeded. What is very important is we succeeded in attaining our objective, mainly to create awareness about the existence and the relevance of the United Nations Association of the Philippines. Thank you, good day to all, and this is your host, Dr. Ramona Ines R. Bustamante Rañez is saying, bye for now. Thank you for joining. God bless each and every one. We love you all from UNAP. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Later, alligator.
What time is it, Amelu?
No, tayo na. Mag-meet tayo ngayon. After ano, ngayon na. Decide natin for tomorrow. Para
It's
ba, ano,
bye.
tayo eh.
Hello. Okay.
So, paano ba
Okay.
dito, o'clock, no? Bukas? Tama?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, di ba?
Okay. O, sino opening? Sino ba opening doon? Kalimutan ko na. Sino ba pwede
Asan na-
bukas?
Dr. Mona, you are
Alice?
still the MC, di ba?
Ah, hindi. Si
Sino
ano?
pwede?
Si Bert. Si Bert.
Si Bert.
Nag-oo ba siya? Nag-oo ba siya? Si Bert? Alam mo,
Walang
ano natin sa kanya?
walang assignment sa akin si ma'am. So ang alam ko si Bert.
Madam, ikaw ano ng, ano, yung award, pa-award ka, award ceremony ka, di ba? O, ikaw
Opo.
babasa nun, di ba? O.
Opo.
So, ang ano lang naman natin, opening remarks, di ba? Makatapos
Opo.
yun, meron tayong, ano, bayan, whatever, di ba? Bayan Magiling. Tapos, meron ba tayong prayer, di ba? Meron ba kang inibit na for prayer?
Yun
Meron
nakabox na.
May
Yung
PNP, meron sila.
Sila Tom yun. Package na yun. Doxology, National Anthem.
Meron yun, meron.
Bukas,
Nakapackage
okay.
na yan. Yung prayer. And the
Tapos,
national
sino ang susunod? Ikaw ba, bukas ang MC? Sino bang MC bukas?
Si Alice.
Alice?